Do you know what season it is? It is zucchini season. And I'm going to celebrate by making nothing but zucchini dishes for the next 2 weeks. Because I know some of y'all have gardens that are just teeming with zucchini. I know the farm stands are, the co-ops, and the farmers markets. And I want to make sure that you are prepared. I want to make sure that you are well equipped to take advantage of the season, that you have a variety of recipes to choose from that all taste very different. But you can also take advantage of the zucchini bounty because it's really good for your health. And it's good for your pocketbook to eat within the season. I mean, zucchini's pretty cheap. It's good for your community if you could support your local farmers and markets. It's just really good. It's just generally good. We're gonna start with an incredibly easy pasta that has roasted zucchini. Because I'm wheat-free, I'm using gluten-free shells. I actually kind of prefer to use the bow tie, but I'm out of bow ties. But you can use any pasta. And if you're not, gluten-free, you can use, of course, you can use whatever pasta you want. Like if you're using like an angel hair pasta, you might want to thin it out with a little bit more water so it doesn't clump up. You just might have to make some adjustments. I got some basil from my garden, 2 medium-sized zucchinis, 1 lemon. We're going to take the zest from this lemon and half the juice. A small onion. This is just 1/4 of an onion, 1/4 of a large onion. The tomatoes are really optional. I'm just doing the tomatoes because I have 4 tomatoes left and I'm going to the farm stand tomorrow. I'm going to use 2 cloves of garlic and then a cup of hummus. And this is a masabaha. And masabaha. It's slightly different. So it's basically like a hummus made with a lot of tahini and then with whole chickpeas in it as well. And it's so delicious. You need about 2 teaspoons of Za'atar. I really, really love this brand. Good. I already have a bunch of Za'atar in my hummus to begin with, so I'll be using just a pinch probably. You'll see me use a pinch in the pasta, but then I will put some more on top of it, and it will be delicious. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to roast our zucchini. So I am setting my temperature. I decided I'm just going to cut them into half moons because I just don't want them rolling off the cutting board. Just for convenience. I seasoned it with salt, some black pepper, some olive oil. It's about a tablespoon. Put a pinch of garlic powder. The reason why I'm roasting the zucchini with garlic powder instead of regular garlic is because regular garlic burns in the oven, especially at high temps. So we're just gonna wait for the oven to preheat and put those in. And I will put the tomatoes in a little later. The reason why I'm not going to put the tomatoes in right away is because they're juicy. They're just full of liquid. And liquid will only heat up to about 212 degrees Fahrenheit. But I want the zucchini to brown. And in order for it to brown, it needs to achieve a Maillard reaction, which is like the browning, the caramelization of it. And that only starts to occur at 284 degrees. So we don't want the juices of the tomatoes keeping the temperature down so that it doesn't actually brown. It's ready. I put the zucchini in there at 400 degrees in the middle of the oven. And then I'm gonna leave it in there for about 10 minutes and check it. After about 10 minutes, I'm gonna set the timer right now. I might put the tomatoes in, depending on how it looks. So if you're new here, hi, I'm Stevie Lynn and welcome to the Earth-Based Kitchen where we make whole food, plant-based, and wheat-free meals. I also have a newsletter. That's where all my recipes go. So if you want to see a recipe like today's recipe will be in the newsletter. I will leave a link in the description box. So it'll be easy for you to get to it, and it will be easier to print than, if you were to get it off of YouTube. I'm just going to cut the tomatoes in half. Here, a little mise en place. I am zesting the entire lemon, and then I'm only using half of it for juice though. So I'm going to cut it into wedges and just use 2 of the wedges. I'm going to saute some onion for the sauce. fridge. I like to salt as I go. If you wanted to put extra spices in it, like for instance, cumin would be good in this. This would be the time that you would put the cumin in, because you would want to bloom the cumin in this oil. Smash. Smash! I'm gonna smash some garlic. It is a good time to remind you to smash the like button. If you are enjoying this video and if you're getting anything out of it, I'm going to saute the onions until they get translucent, and then I will add the garlic. They are browning. I'm going to give the zucchini a couple more minutes to brown. I'm just going to put this basil aside because it's just going to go on top. It's going to like garnish the pasta. A little green, it's going to garnish it and flavor it. You could use marjoram. You can use oregano, fresh oregano, a little bit of fresh oregano. Parsley would be really good too. Let's see how this is doing. Yeah, that's good. It's really good. Okay. So I'm going to add the tomatoes. Just like a couple tomatoes in there. I think the tomatoes need to be smaller, so I'm quartering them because there's only a few tomatoes in here. If I cut them into quarters, there will be technically more of them in there, and they'll spread out. They'll be more dispersed in the dish. So it's been about 15 minutes, so I'm putting them back in there for about 5 more minutes. We're waiting for the water to boil, and I can start my pasta. I'm going to put a little oil in there, salt the water some. Oh, I'm just going to use half this box. We are old empty nesters. We do not need the whole box of pasta. That's what it looks like. Yum. I'm draining the pasta. Ooh, but I'm going to save some water. I can't see because my glasses are fogged up. Take the glasses off. Okay, I'm going to save, it's probably about a half a cup of water. Let's see. If you're not sure, just put aside about a half a cup of water and then drain your noodles completely. Add the ingredients and then start adding water as needed in order to, you know, get the right consistency that you want. But you do want this pasta water in here because it helps make everything stick. I'm just going to do everything right here. So we'll put the onions and garlic in. We're just putting everything in, really. Put a pinch Za'atar in it, and I'll probably put a little bit on top. Oh, that looks so good. Yum. Oh, it smells so heavenly. A little bit more Za'atar on it. Some basil. Let's give it a taste. Yummy. I love this dish so much. It's tangy. The Za'atar is so good. I really love Za'atar. This is like a great way to really showcase Za'atar. And the zucchini is so nicely roasted. It is so creamy and delicious. It's just so good. It's so good. I'm glad I didn't put olives in there like I was thinking about. But a little cumin would be nice. Not necessary, totally not necessary, but this is a dish you can have fun with. You know, you can throw some fresh thyme, marjoram, or oregano, basil like I did. Parsley would be great. The link to the recipe will be in the description box. It goes to my newsletter. I will also have the recipe there for the masabaha. I'm probably not pronouncing it right, so like I'm sorry if I'm not. But to the hummus recipe. So I'll have both this recipe and the hummus recipe, so you can make your own hummus, your own masabaha. I don't know. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. And if you do try it and you post it on social media, make sure to tag me because I want to see it out in the wild. I would be so excited.